So now we look at real numbers, especially rational numbers, and we'll see how we can represent them as decimals, okay? So if I have to represent 10 by 3 as a decimal number, how do I do that, Ananya?
For
We did this in 5th standard.
multiplied by, no, you just divide and
How do I do 10 divided by 3? Long division.
the long division method.
Yeah, long division, right?
Yeah.
There's 0 here. We get 0 down, and again 3. So we'll get 9 here. Again, we'll get a 0.10, then we get 0. And 3. Again, we'll get a 910, right? And so forth. What about 7 and 8? 7 divided by 8?
So again, the long division method.
What do I-
7 zeros are,
Yeah,
then 7, then point,
yeah,
then 8. 8 8s are 64.
yeah,
6,
yeah,
then again add a 0, then 8. 8 7s are 56.
yeah.
Then again 4, then 8 5s are,
Right? So we can represent any rational number or any fraction as a decimal by dividing it, right? So in this case, we see that in this case, when we do 10 divided by 3, we get 3.333 and it continues. And we get basically each time we get a remainder is 1. When we do 7 divided by 8, we get 0.875, remainder is 0, right? Okay. So this is how generally the division is done. Okay. So now what we will notice that main two things are going to happen. Whenever we do division, so in the first case, what we will notice is the remainder becomes 0. Isn't it? For example, when we did 7 by 8, we got 0.875 and the remainder was 0 here. Okay. Whenever the remainder is 0, what do we notice in the quotient which is there? The quotient
so
is
can you,
it's fixed. It ends after a certain
Yeah.
time, right?
yeah.
So these are called terminating decimals because they terminate. Terminate means they end. Okay. So these decimal expansions are called terminating decimal expansions, right? Then another case we can do is when the remainder is not equal to 0. For example, in 10 by 3, we saw that it is 3.333 recurring. And in this case, the remainder was 1, right? So if you look at the quotient here, what you will find that these are non-terminating decimals. Or they are also called recurring decimals because they repeat. Recurring means repeat. Yeah. Yes or no? They don't end. They'll continue forever.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Now, these kind of decimals can be written in two ways. Like supposing I have now 3.3333. Since this entire 3 is only repeating, so I can represent this as 3. Since only one digit is repeating, 3 and I'll put a dot on top. This means that the 3 part is repeating in the decimal. Now supposing I have 3.1272727. Okay, so here we see only 27 is repeating dot 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 dot. So we will write this as 3.1 because 1 is not repeating, and 27 I'll put a bar on top. So whenever we have more than one decimal place repeating, I'll put a bar on top. Okay. For example, again 3.456456 So what will I represent this as? 3.456 with a bar on all three. Do you understand this? When you have to put a dot and when you have to put a bar. What about 3.1333 dot 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 dot? What will I write this as?
So 3.1, 3, and then the point is on 3.
Yeah, the dot on top, because only 3 is repeated, right? So these are called non-terminating decimals because they never end. They are continuously going on and on. Or they are also called as recurring decimals. Okay, please copy this down.
So done.
Okay. So we can see that if the decimal expansion terminates, right, the remainder will be 0, and if it doesn't terminate, the remainders will be something or the other, right? And they are called non-terminating decimals. How do we write 3.1426 as a rational number?
So 31426 by 10,000. No, wait.
How many zeros in the thousand?
No, sorry, 1,000.
Just see the number of zeros. 4 zeros, 10,000. Why 1,000? How many decimals are there?
4.
So there will be 4 zeros. Okay, it's as simple as that. Don't get confused. Just count the number of decimal places and put the same number of zeros. Right? So this is a rational number. Right? Clear about this? What kind of expression was this? Terminating, non-terminating?
Terminating.
Right? So this was a terminating decimal expansion. Okay. What about now if we take a non-terminating decimal expansion? Let's say we have 0.33 or dot 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 or 0.3 dot. How would I convert this as a rational number in the form of p by q? Can we do this? Can I write this as 333 upon 100 or something like that, or 1,000? No, right? Because this is continuously. We cannot put a dot 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 in the denominator, right? So there is a specific way in which we can convert a non-terminating decimal expansion into a rational number. Should we look at that? Okay, so now let's see. We are going to take 0.3 and we're going to convert it into a rational number. Sorry, dot. That means it's a recurring number. Okay, first step. So let this be step 1. Let x equal to 0.3 bar. Okay, so whatever we need to convert to a rational number, I'm going to put it as x. Now, how many digits is repeating over here, Ananya? Ananya, how
One.
many digits are repeating?
1.
None. One digit, right?
Yeah.
Because this is basically nothing but 0.3333 and so forth. But only one digit is repeating itself again and again and again. So what we need to do is we need to shift this part just before the decimal. So what we will do is we will multiply with 10. Okay, so what we will do, 10 into x is equal to 0.3 bar into 10. Got it? That is step 2. Okay. What did we do? We multiplied it with 10 because only one digit was repeating. If there were two digits repeating, we would multiply it with 100. So what do we get here? We get 10x is equal to 3.3 bar. That is step 2. We multiply it with the number of repeating digits. Step 3 would be subtract this value from this one. So what we will get? We will write x is equal to 0.3 bar and we will subtract this from the original equation. So what will we get? What's 10x minus x? 9x.
10x,
10x minus x.
9x.
And what is 3.3 bar minus of 0.3 bar?
3.0 bar.
Yes, there is no 0 bar, right? You don't repeat 0. So 3.0 is 0,
Okay.
isn't it? So what we've seen, we've got rid of the recurring decimal. Did you see this? What did we do? We basically got rid of the decimal, which is recurring. So now we can say x is equal to 3 by 9, which is equal to 1 by 3. So we saw that 0.3 bar can be written as 1 by 3. Again, step 1, whatever we need to convert, we're going to put, say, let x equal to that number. Step 2, we find the number of decimals which are repeating and we multiply it with the same number of zeros. So if one digit is repeating, we do it with 10. If two are repeating, we do it with 100. If three are repeating, we do it with 1000. Third step, the original, what we took as let x equal to this number, we subtract that. And then we just solve for x. Okay, so that will be the fourth step, solve for x. Right? We will do one more, that will make it clear. First, you can copy this down.
So done.
Let's try another one. Represent 1.27 bar as a rational number. Tell me first step. What do we do?
So let x be 1.27 bar
Okay.
Then 100 into 100x is equal to 1.27 into 100.
Or 100 in, yeah, 100 into 1.27 bar. So we'll get 100x.
Then 100x is equal to
Shift 2 decimal places, Ananya.
0.
How 0?
No, sorry, 127 point. So, sir, do we have to multiply 100 into the action number and then put?
What are the actual number? Actual number is 272727 continuous, right?
Yeah. So do to
100.
multiply
What will happen?
127
Decimal to shift here. That's all.
and then we have to write 27 bar after.
Yes, obviously,
we
because
multiply.
27 will continuously repeat itself, right? Okay. What happened here? Now again, see. 1.27 bar is nothing but 1.272727. When I multiply with this with 100, what happens is the decimal shifts 2 places here. So it will come here. So what will I get? 127.272727 dot 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 dot, which is nothing but 127.27 bar. Okay. Then third step.
Then 100x.
I subtract this.
Yeah, subtract the first one and the second one.
So what did I get?
99x
Yeah.
is equal to 126.
0 we don't need to write because it's recurrent. Then what is the value of x?
X is equal to 126 by 9.
Which is divisibility rules. Right? I can reduce this to 14 by 11. So we can write 127 is equal to 14 by. Okay. Copy this down. Or solve it on your own now. Same way. Then we'll do a different one.
So done.
Okay. Now see another different one. Okay. We have 0.2 with 3.5 only required. We need to convert this into a rational number again. So what do we do? Again, first step.
Let x be 0.235 bar. Then 100 into x is equal to 0.235. Then
Did you get this
100x.
one? Did you get this? What I did here?
You multiplied 0.235 into 100.
So what did I get as the answer?
23.535.
And
No,
what is it?
23.535 bar.
3.5 bar. I'll get 23.535 bar. Did you understand this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's a slight difference here because, okay, yeah, fine, let's do that. Then what do I do?
Then x is equal to 0.235 bar.
I'll subtract
Then
once again.
99x is equal to 23.3.
Sorry, yeah, 3.
Then
So that means
the
that
next
99x is equal to 23, 3 upon 100.
point,
Yeah,
then then x is
not
equal to
100, sorry,
20
not y 100, 10.
10.
Okay, so what will x be equal to?
233 by 10 into 1/99.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's the final answer. So that means that 0.235 bar is nothing but 233.990. Got it? Same thing. Just need to remember that this is slightly different thing. Okay? Copy this down as another example.
So done.
Okay, so now whenever we have a rational number, okay, we will see that its decimal expansion will either be terminating or non-terminating recurring. What does recurring mean? It continues like 0.2323 and so forth, right? Terminating, you already know, 0.25. So all rational numbers, decimal expansions will either be terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating recurring decimal expansion. What is non-terminating recurring? Means the digits are recurring, they're repeating itself. And it's non-terminating, it never ends, right? So whenever we have a terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating recurring decimal expansion, automatically they are of the type rational numbers. This is understood? So if I give you something like 0.2315612 bar, is this a rational number or an irrational number?
Rational number.
Why?
Because it's a non-terminating recurring number.
Recurring decimal expansion.
Decimal expansion.
Right? Since it's a non-terminating recurring decimal expansion, automatically this becomes a rational number. And obviously 0.1256, this is again a
Rational number.
rational number. Why? Because it is a terminating decimal expansion. Right? Since we're doing this, irrational numbers will always have non-terminating, non-recurring decimal expansions. For example, 0.12345812167 dot 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 dot. No number is recurring. And it's non-terminating also. So both, it's non-recurring and non-terminating. So what kind of a number is this? Rational or irrational?
Irrational.
Irrational. Okay, so these are two facts that you need to remember. rational numbers, decimal expansion will be terminating or non-terminating recurring, whereas irrational numbers will always have a non-terminating, non-recurring decimal expansion. Non-recurring means, firstly, non-terminating means it never ends. Non-recurring means no digit repeats itself continuously. I might have something like this: 0.123555678. So even though this is repeating, but it's not continuously repeating, right? Then the number changes. So even this is of irrational. This is of the type non-terminating, non-recurring. Okay, please copy this down.
So done.
Okay. Okay. Now we'll see how we can find an irrational number between two rational numbers. Okay. So we have two irrational numbers, two rational numbers, and I want to find one irrational number between them. Okay. Let's take an example. Supposing I have a number 1/7 and 2/7, I want an irrational number between them. What do I do? Any idea? Okay. One method is I find out the decimal expansion of 1/7. So I'll do 1 divided by 7 and I'll find the answer. Okay. This works out to be something like 0.142857 recurrent. So this is of the type rational number. Same thing. 2/7 will be twice of this, right? So this will be into 2. So this will become 0.285714 recurrent. Now I want an irrational number between them. Can you tell me how do I do that?
So you need to subtract.
No, we don't need to subtract. 0.14 bar and 0.28 bar. Forget the rest part. Between this, I can write a number like 0.16 bar. No, not bar. I can take it as 16. 16 will obviously lie between 14 and 28, right? And what kind of a decimal expansion is an irrational number?
Non-terminating and non-recurring.
That means that it will always continue. So it will be something like any number 0.1615127810 dot. Nothing is repeating and it's non-terminating, right? So this will be an example of a irrational number between two rational numbers.
So can I just add anything after 16?
Anything after 142857. Okay. Anything beyond 14 till 28. It has to be greater than this number and less than this number. So less than this and greater than this. Anything. And we know irrational number is non-terminating, non-recurring. So we take a non-terminating, non-recurring decimal. Don't do this 0.167 this. This will be wrong. Why? Because this is an example of a
Rational number.
rational number. And what are they asking you? An irrational number.
So can I also write 0.17 then 43216?
Correct. Yeah, anything. Anything between this number here and this number here. Okay. Anything, that doesn't matter at all. Just make sure that nothing is repeating. Okay. Copy this down. How to insert a rational number. So we are inserting an irrational number between two rational numbers. So rational number 1 and rational number 2.
Done.
Fine. Now let's further see how we can represent real numbers on the number line. Okay. Let's say we want to represent 2.665. Right. So what we're going to do is, this method is called method of successive magnification, or the process of successive magnification. Fine. This is called the process of successive magnification. Why? Because we magnify into the number that we're looking at. Okay. So first we'll start with the main part. Where will 2 lie between? 2.0 will lie between two which whole numbers? Two numbers?
1.
2.6 will lie between 2 and 3.
Oh. Yeah.
Right? We are looking at 2.6, the first two numbers. So what are we going to do? We're going to make a number line. Okay. I'll mark this as 0, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and this is -1, -2. Okay. What am I going to do? Since I know 2.6 will lie between 2 and 3, I'm going to do something like this over here. And I'm going to make another line with this as 2 and this as 3. Okay. Because 2.6 will lie between 2 and 3. Then I'm going to mark this. So this will become 2.5. Then I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to write this as 2.1, 2.2, 2.2, 3, 2.3. 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9. Is this clear? Right? Now what do we want after this? Yeah, Ananya?
Can't we 2.3 directly?
No, we won't come directly. Okay, so what are first column? We are going to first locate 2.6. We know it's between 2 and 3. Right? Now we look 2.6 and 2.66, the next number. 2.66 will lie between which two whole numbers? Which two numbers? 2.6 and 2.7?
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? From 2.6 and 2.7, I'm going to do this. Again. So what will I do? I'll make another number line. Here I will write 2.6. Here I will write 2.7. Keep it sufficiently wide. I've done it smaller. You can do it like this, so that you have ample space to do that. Right? Then again, this will become 2.65. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 2.61, 2.62, 2.63, 2.64, 2.66, 2.67, 2.68, and 2.69, right? Then after that, now what do we need? We need 2.665. What will 2.665 lie between? 2.6 and 2.67,
Yeah.
right? So again, we look 2.66 and 2.67. Again, I'll make a number line. This part will be 2.66. This part will be 2.67. This will become 2.665, right? Then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This becomes 2.661, 2.662, 2.663, 2.664, 2.666, 2.667, 2.668, 2.669. And what are we looking at? 2.665. So what is our number line? Our number line.
Sorry?
Where does our number lie? 2.665. This is what we wanted, right? So we mark it like this over here. That's all. Okay. Got this? So we start with the base number. Since we have 2.6, that will lie between 2 and 3. So we show 2 and 3 on the number line. Split it into the parts. Then we look at the next one. 2.66 will lie between 2.6 and 2.7. So we look at 2 and 6 and 7. Then we make the parts. Then we look at the next one. 2.665 will lie between 2.66 and 2.67. So we mark it like this. So this is called the process of successive magnification. Copy this down.
So done.
Okay. Now the same process we could have repeated. Supposing now instead of 2.665, what if it was 2.665555 or 2.665 recurring? Then we would do the next one here, okay? And then we would choose the next 5. So we'll get something like this would be 2.6655, right? And then the next one would be 2.66556. So this one would lie somewhere middle of this point. So this will become 2.665 approximate value there, right? Because this is something that would continue, right?
So do we have to repeat that step including 5 again and then
Yeah,
stop?
so like we till now we did till 2.665, right? Do one more step with one more 5.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can just mark it as recurring like this. Okay, because this is going to never ending, right? It'll continue for all. So just one more step after this to show that it's recurring, and this is where approximately is going to lie. That will be the path over there, right? Any doubts in what we covered today? So homework, exercise 1.3 and 1.4. Very few questions are there, taking maximum 10 minutes to do. Okay.
Sir, about the portal, I actually
We just do that now.